First step in the lunch bag project is to add a double rolled hem. So a double rolled hem is where it's folded over once, first roll, and folded over second time, double rolled, and then stitched as close to this edge here as you can get, because obviously if you stitch too close to that edge, all this side will still flap up, so you want to stitch it as close to this edge as you can, keeping it nice and straight as you go. So I'm going to line this up on the machine. I've got about a 1/2 inch hem there. I've just lined it up with the 3/8 line on my machine down the side here, and then I've moved the needle across as far as I can get it to the other side so I can keep it nice and even. And just sew a straight stitch all the way down that edge. On your second rolled hem, it's important to add your button loop. So I've got it's 11 centimeters, so it's about 4.5 inches of tape, which I've just folded around there. Now you can see I've actually kept it nice and flat. It's got little, it's the same side. Just make sure you don't twist it, because if you twist it, you'll have more difficulty putting your button on once you've coming to seal the bag. And just fold that in half so you've got a dead center in the middle there, pin in place, and then run a line of stitching all the way along that edge. Once that's stitched in place, you need to fold that loop back up and then just go back over that section there a couple of times, ideally lining up with exactly the same line of stitches, just to secure that in place. The next step for the lunch bag is to join up the sides. So you're going to always start at the top and work your way down. Get those edges lined up perfectly, and then just a normal straight stitch all the way down. Once we've put that straight stitch in all the way down, we're going to come back and put zigzags over the edge. First thing to remember though is, especially because this is going to be an opening at the top here, when you stitch this first section, which is going to be the top of the bag, we actually need to do a forward and then reverse stitch on this, just to make sure that this piece at the top is super secure. And it's just all the way down. Now that side's secured, I'm going to go back over these edges just with a zigzag stitch to secure it and make sure that the bag will be, the edges won't fray when you wash it, because obviously with it putting food in it, you'll want to be able to wash it. So as you can see, that's my line of stitching to actually create the bag, and then this edge just been secured, so when we wash it, it isn't going to fall apart. Now I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the same process down the other side. That's our bag so far. Now we're going to create the boxed bottom. So in order to do this, we need to open it up and line those seams up together, and then what you'll find is by doing that you'll create almost a square on the bottom, a diamond shape on the bottom there. And once you've got that nice and flat, it's worth taking a little bit of time to get it nice and square first. You are going to create a line about 2 inches up from this bottom point, and then once you've straightened that out, another one 2 inches down from the top, and you're going to sew those straight across, exactly the same type of seam that we've done here, straight across first, cut the excess off, and then a zigzag to secure those edges. I spent a couple of minutes just trimming the threads off, and now we're going to turn it right side out, and then the next step actually involves taking it over to the ironing board. So once it's the right way out, what we need to do is just press some creases in, because at the minute the bag has a base, but it's all a little bit floppy. So what we need to do is press some really sharp creases in the sides here. So what you need is, this is your seam line where you've sewn the two pieces together. I need a press line parallel to this, so kind of same even distance all the way along from that corner that we've sewn. There it is, from this corner that we've sewn all the way along to the top, and I'm going to do that on all four sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side there. And then, just like you get with a paper bag, I'm going to put those creases into the bottom there as well, so you've got the ability to fold it nice and flat and put it away in a cupboard until you're ready for your lunch. I'm back from the ironing board, and I have added in creases, as you can see, each side of the bag. 2 more over there, and then at the bottom just added in those V-shaped ones, so folded it flat here just in half and then added those 2 V-shaped creases. So it's exactly like the fold that you'd find on a paper bag, which means it'll sit nice and flat in your drawer when you're not using it, and then when you want to, you can open that out, which will extend that full bottom base of the bag. I've also put 1 more crease in, and that's just at the top here, and that's to allow it to fold over nice and sharply. And there's a button on your MDF Fabazine panel which you can stitch onto there to keep it closed, and then your lunch bag is complete.